Today's video might seem like it's not that important, but it's actually super useful, especially for people who are just starting to paint miniatures. When I taught BSL courses this year, I realized that a large part of the students were already struggling at the base coat stage. That's why in today's video I'm going to explain a few tricks to help you apply your base colors properly. I used the one from Redgrass Games, and before that I used a standard artist palette. This is the first one I used. I love it so much that I ended up framing it covered in dried paint. When I switched to a wet palette, I noticed the difference immediately. It lets me work the paint much better without it drying so quickly on the palette. You just wet a sponge, place the paper on top, and the paint stays fresh for much longer. I want to paint the base color on this cape. It's a large surface with flat areas and folds. I'm going to use a slightly bigger brush because I'm covering a broad area, and I'm going to paint in this direction. I shake the paint really well. This step is very important. I dampen the brush and shape the tip by drying it on a paper towel. I repeat this a few times until the tip is perfect. The paint spreads well and can be used straight from the pot. Although if you want, you can add a single drop of water. That's up to you, but be careful, just one drop. Then I reshape the brush tip and load it by making a movement that helps the bristles absorb the paint properly. I apply the first coat in one consistent direction, and I don't go back over it while it's still wet. I let it dry before applying the next coat. That's the secret to getting a smooth, even finish. I apply the second coat in the same way to get a nice, solid base color. And that's the base coat done. Now I'm going to paint the base color on this head, which is a small area with lots of detail. It's not a flat surface. If I don't add water to the paint, it will clump up in the recesses. So I need to add a bit of water to help it flow better. The trick is to use the very tip of the brush. Your strokes should be small and controlled. Apply one coat, let it dry, then add another coat. The base coat is finished with just two thin layers. When the surface is fur, it's easy for the paint to cover up the texture and form clumps if it's not applied well. That's why I add a little more water so the paint flows better. And I apply the base coat slowly. letting it settle into the recesses without pulling. It's normal to want to rush this step, but I recommend taking your time if you're still a beginner. It's better to move forward little by little. And here you can see the base coat already applied. If you're a beginner or intermediate painter and you want to keep improving your painting, my book Color will help you. In it, I explain tons of tricks, techniques, color theory, and many tutorials so you can progress step by step. You can find it in my online store. See you in the next video.